opposition.
The big task I have ahead is cleaning up the mess that he will leave. For him because he's made another promise. This is the guy who said he spent billions of dollars on the infrastructure bank, hasn't completed a single project. He said it would only cost $7 billion to build the Trans Mountain Pipeline. It's up to $30 billion, and it's not even built. He said his $89 billion of spending on housing affordability would make things affordable. House prices have doubled. Why is it that the more he spends, the worse things get? That costs $20 billion more per year. That's $1,300 per Canadian family, a 50% increase. And for what? For immigration services not being delivered, for veterans who can't get answers to their requests, and now taxpayers who won't be able to get answers to their tax questions before the filing deadline on Monday. Given that Canadian taxpayers are not getting the services they pay for, is it time for them to go on strike as well? And what they're talking about is that they can't afford to put gas in their car because the Prime Minister's carbon tax is already 14 cents a litre, rising to 41 cents a litre. And according to a report, page 3 of the Parliamentary Budget Officer whom he appointed, the net cost to the average Ontario family, above and beyond any rebate checks they will get, is $1,820 a year. Mr. Speaker, this is not an environmental plan, it is a tax scam. Willie acts the tax. Canadians to believe that the guys who paid for his vacation, that he didn't know that they were donors to the Trudeau Foundation. He asked Canadians to believe that he didn't know that Beijing had given $140,000 to the Trudeau Foundation to influence him, even though the donation was processed and signed off on by his own brother. But nothing tops this. He now expects Canadians to believe that he didn't know that the Trudeau Foundation was holding meetings in his office. Does he even know what goes on in his office? Forgive the member for Halton Welland for not feeling reassured. Nobody should feel reassured. The Prime Minister says my question was false. What was false in it? We know there was a July 2021 document, 2 years ago, showing that an agent for the dictatorship in Beijing was threatening the family of a Canadian MP because he had stood up for human rights on the floor of this House of Commons. Now, normally that would be a criminal offense for anyone to do, but this individual has immunity granted by this government. Has the Prime Minister taken away that immunity and kicked the diplomat out of Canada? Yes or no? They're all but confirmed yesterday that he was gifted $80,000 worth of free accommodations at the villa of a Trudeau Foundation donor. That's what anyone else would have had to pay to stay there over that 9-day vacation. Now, he has a big IOU to those Trudeau Foundation donors, who will obviously be expecting something in return for it. Everyday Canadians pay for their own accommodations when they go on vacation. Will he agree to pay back that $80,000 gift? His policies are killing people. The number of deaths, the number of overdose deaths that have happened in this country, and in British Columbia in particular, where the policies of this government and the NDP are most advanced, are up by 300%. Those deaths were 75% lower before these policies came into place. But worse, beyond just subsidizing deadly drugs, now he wants to decriminalize crack, heroin, cocaine in partnership with the NDP government in BC. This policy is insane. It is killing people. Will the Prime Minister reverse it before it's too late for more Canadians? It continues to be in the way of Canadians, Mr. Speaker. He wants to bring in a 41 cent a litre tax on Nova Scotians that he claims will help the environment. Meanwhile, a project that actually would have helped the environment, the Sustainable Marine Project, which would have used tidal energy, the waves of the ocean, to generate electricity, that project has been cancelled because the Prime Minister's federal bureaucracy was too slow and incompetent to approve it. Now the company's getting up and leaving. So how does this sound? Why doesn't he get out of the way of Nova Scotians, let them generate clean electricity, and cancel the carbon tax on their back?
Slush fund isn't working.